Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Always, and welcome back to Feed the Beast Infinity Evolved Expert Mode Skyblock. In the last episode, we were finishing up a couple of things, so we made the rest of the Wyvern armor, which is going to be used today. And we started looking at blood magic and making, well, bell jars full of different things. So as you can see, I have a bell jar full of Magicalis, and I have all the other things that we're going to need ready. I just need to fill them up, and using a hopper to do that and whatnot seems to work just fine. That is something I'm going to work on between episodes because, well, it takes a little bit of time. It's kind of tedious. And honestly, I haven't had that much time to work on this mod pack prep-wise because I've been trying to finish up some other stuff in other series. So, one thing of note, I lost my purebred imperial princess, so I'm gonna have to start well, hoping to get another one. And I've been struggling trying to get more. They're not producing too much pollen at this point. Wait, no. Imperial, that's royal jelly. Never mind. We have the pollen, so yeah, we'll get things figured out. But anyways, just kind of a side note with the bees, and still working on that. We're getting closer there. We've got 1/3 of it done, so that's kind of nice. What else? Let's see. Power's been going good. Yeah, I've made a whole bunch of stuff with this. And I think that's about all I have to update you guys with. So we are going to be going to the Eldritch Dimension today. And before we go, I want to point out stabilized mob spawners. So these things are incredibly powerful. You can make mob spawners for wither skeletons or pretty much anything. Villagers would be really nice. There's a lot of different things you can make spawners for, and well, to put it simply, the issue is finding mob spawners. Well, there's two locations in this mod pack where you can find mob spawners. One of them is in the spirit world. We've tried doing that, it didn't work too well. The other is in the Eldritch Dimension, so we're going to hopefully find some stuff. I just wanted to point that out. If we do find some, we're going to kind of ignore them for now and come back to them later. So we're going to take this guy. We're going to need a crossbow. We're going to take notch apple, a couple jeweled apples. Don't need our wand, don't need a water bucket, don't need most of the stuff. We're going to keep the item dislocator because why not? And we'll take this 5 torches, why not? So we are going to be heading to the Eldritch Dimension. Now, something important to note, flight does not work. So we're keeping our angel wings here. And Wyvern armor doesn't allow you to fly, so that's fine. But yeah, so it is time for us to go into the Eldritch Dimension. I guess let's go ahead and put the item dislocator on. And we're going to use our thermometer to kind of, well, scan anything we need to. Now, this area that we're about to go to is a gigantic maze. And there's a couple things of note. One of the biggest things is the fact that, well, it is a giant maze. But one of the biggest things is that there is a boss at the end of this area who is, well, he gets angry if you're too powerful. Now, there is a spawner right there. Awesome. So that is good. What we're going to do, first of all, is just block this off, because this is how I deal with these mazes. Now, if you're not familiar with how these mazes actually work, we're going to scan some stuff. Basically, there's these portal blocks, nothing. They are, well, let's step away from that for a second. They will kill you. They're basically void damage or something like that, and they will instantly kill you. Strange crystals, these are really nice. You break them, you get balance shards. Old urns, can we scan any of this stuff? Hey, we can scan the glyph stones, so that's nice. We can get a lot of things. Glyph stones also give you knowledge fragments, which is nice. So, yeah, this is the Eldritch Dimension, the Eldritch Labyrinth. But yeah, if we go outside, we die. And what this area actually is just, it's a void world with a bedrock maze. We're actually encased in bedrock, so just a little FYI. We have some glyph stones, rune stones, whatever. They will attack us. And then these guys. Which, Eldritch Crabs, we can't learn anything from them. But we need to destroy their spawner. And might as well scan it as well. But, yeah, so we need to get through this area. There is actually 2 things we need to find. And this is how I like to kind of designate everything. We're just going to ignore him for a second. We'll shoot. Ooh, these guys are a little bit more powerful here. Just because it is kind of their dimension. And that was really lucky. Alright, so we need to kill these guys. And we're not taking any damage because Wyvern Armor is just really good. And we just got a thing. So these are Shambling Husks. These Eldritch Crabs like to jump on you and do damage that way. Ancient Rock, let's scan that. Anything else to scan? I don't think so. So we just found a rune tablet. Let's scan that. And this thing is actually really important. It is the key to the door that locks the boss away. So, basically, we found what we needed. Step 1 is completed. We feel what? I can't read that. Oddly drained. Alright, that's whatever. And Fiery Eldritch Crab. So let's put this here. And then we'll go this way. That is a dead end. So what I like to do is I like to put pillars like so on dead ends and block off the path to places we haven't been. So it's just kind of it's a maze traversal thing. We're going to probably have an Eldritch Guardian around the corner. I'm going to check these corners and see if they are so this is a dead end. No reason to continue that way. Do that. And what's we have this way? It continues on. So unfortunately, we haven't really seen all that much of what the maze can offer. We've seen where one of the spawners can be, which that spawner will have mine spiders. Which there's another one right here. So as you can see, there is an actual spawner. So we'll have to remember about this one too. Unfortunately, I don't have mapping, so I can't like put a map down or anything like that. But it's kind of whatever. So let's just continue on. And I didn't see anything past the that, so I'm gonna put like torches like so, because we don't really need torches all that often. Otherwise, so just kind of a note for myself that hey, there's a spawner this way. I don't know if we're gonna need both spawners. I considered actually doing something with well, to put it kindly, I considered putting, not kindly, what am I saying? I considered bringing some draconic ore so that we could pick those up as we go, but I decided not to. So I don't know if we're going to need multiple spawners. I know one for wither skeletons would be nice. We'll put something like this. So that'll be my kind of cue to myself. If we ever find anything. So, wow, this really goes far. Alright, so, because like I said, wither skeletons are something we probably want to spawn in. Is that a dead end? That is a dead end, and it's obvious. Because that would give us a lot of, well, it will give us a lot of, I don't know if that's another spawner or the same spawner. This might have looped back to the beginning. This is a glyph room, by the way, so there's a bunch of glyph stones. Kind of useful, not really, though. But yeah, so more spawners we can get, the better. Oh, so there's literally 2 spawners right here. Okay, so we're back at the beginning. We're going to say this. And I'm just going to remember that there's 2 spawners there. In fact, I kind of want to F3, F2. I'm just going to take screenshots. And yes, I am recording this day of upload. Sorry, I've been a little bit behind. Happens sometimes. But basically last week there wasn't an episode because I was busy in real life. That kind of stuff just sort of happens. And I'm going to just block this off and do something like this to try to tell myself that that goes to where we've been. It goes back to the beginning. Oh hey, we have tainted lands. We're going to go back. I need to go back to base right now. That thing flying there is kind of important. And you know what? Let's go ahead and grab a couple draconic cores. So let's go back. Find our little pad. Cool. So I need 2 things, and we can get it just right here. We can also drop off everything we don't need. We can keep that on us. So we're going to want a safari net. So ender pearls and a ghast here. Because that was a basalt. Basalt? Is that how you say it? I don't even know. But what's the other thing I want to grab? Let's get like 4 draconic cores. They're pretty cheap, so I don't really care if we lose them. And let's go back. So that was a basalt, and specifically that was in a tainted lands. Hello. Kind of scared me, to be honest. I don't want to get knocked off because we have a lot of really good stuff. Alright, so first of all, let's go right over here. And I thought that I saw somebody. Alright, and what we can do is we can actually just do that. And break the spawner. Now we have a stabilized mob spawner. Which is the coolest thing. Also, those guys like to get on your heads. That's kind of the lore. They are, well, they're basically like head crabs. So I want the safari net next. And hopefully we don't die or anything. But what we're going to do... I don't think we need the one thing anymore. We're going to go capture that basalt if he's still there. And if not, we might get one to spawn. So this is a tainted area. These can also spawn in these areas. So we're going to keep an eye on this. Let's go through it. It's going to hurt a little bit. But yeah, basically it's taint. It will poison you and stuff. And if we come back, we'll see if there's not a basalt kind of hanging out. Alright, so that area over there is crusted. We'll go there later. Let's go this way for right now. We still have plenty of charge on our armor. Honestly, everything's pretty good. Other than I hear you. You're a warded Eldritch Crab. And the only thing I'm kind of worried about is what kind of boss are we going to actually encounter. So that is a dead end. We'll continue going this way. This wraps around and around to a dead end. Alright, so these mazes can be a little bit of a pain. And things will constantly kind of spawn on you, specifically the Eldritch Guardians and the Shambling Husks. They'll spawn quite frequently. And there is a guy. What a guy. Alright, let's get our safari net. Please still be there. He died. So the taint will actually hurt anything and everything. And just try to kill things. Alright, let's look again, see if another one spawned maybe. Nope, nothing spawned. Alright, we're going to go this way, so let's go ahead and clean up things a little bit. And I'm going to run around the corner, and maybe if we're fast enough, there is a crusted area right there. That can also be a thing, but honestly not likely. So this area is something we're going to kind of keep an eye on to see if we can't get a basalt. Now, why are they important? They have the drop of the oh, what is it called? It's the it's one of the thermal things, and right there's the boss. So cool. We went the right way. I'm just block off. Let's kill this spawner. I see the Eldritch Guardian. He's gonna hit me. And he's dead. Let's grab our stuff. Anything around the corner? Nope. Okay. So we found the boss. That is good. Actually not too far from the beginning. So this was actually a pretty easy maze. Now the question is, what kind of boss are we actually going to get? And that can be a really bad question. Because depending on the boss, it can be pretty terrible. There's one boss I typically get that's a little bit easier than others. But we're not going to spawn him quite yet. I kind of want to backtrack a little bit and clean up the inventory a little bit. Oh, hello. How much? You're almost leveled up. Let's go ahead and level it up. I think that could actually be a good thing. So there's one of like 2 bosses that I'm used to seeing. Actually, there's one boss that I see almost constantly, and there's a couple bosses I don't think I've ever actually seen. But we got a modifier. That's kind of boring. Yeah, so we're gonna backtrack. We're gonna go back this way, and I'm going to just put something like this. We're gonna open up this area. And I like how they use both hands. So he actually shoots the little orbs of darkness out of both hands, not just one. Alright, that's a dead end. Obvious dead end. So we're going to break this. I'm going to do this. And we're going to kind of basically guide myself back home. So what I want to do before we do anything else, I want to go get the other. I want to get the other mob spawner. And I don't want to break it. Take a draconic core. And there we go. 2 mob spawners. 2 stabilized mob spawners. And we can turn those into whatever kind of mob spawner we want to. Which is kind of the idea. Let's kill this guy. And his friend. I guess let's go ahead and do that. Alright, let's go home. Let's drop off all the stuff we don't need on us. And then, I guess go kill the boss. So things we don't need those, we don't need that. We'll keep that on us. On all that stuff. Alright. And you know what? We don't really need the cobblestone. That'll just fill up our inventory. Put the notch apple. And the crossbow does a little bit too much damage, probably. So here's the trick. And this is where things get kind of bad. Basically, we're about to go fight. If we do too much damage to it, and I believe it's 20 hearts of damage, question mark, it actually enrages them. And that's not something you want to do, because they then they basically go crazy, and they hurt very much. So that's why I have the rapier. This thing is incredibly fast swinging, so we can do a lot of damage very quickly, but as long as we don't hit hard, it doesn't matter. Oh, please don't die, please don't die. Yes! Alright, so the basalts, FYI, they give you, where is it? Tectonic Petroleum. So this stuff, which you get petroleum dust, which is basalt's powder, and this stuff is used to make the resonant flux ducts, as well as ender energy, cryo-stabilized, and all that kind of stuff. So it's really, really useful stuff. So I don't know that we're going to really need to have any basalts or anything like that, but getting one is probably not a bad idea. So there are a total of, I believe, 4 different Thaumcraft bosses. I'm used to seeing one. If I see one, I can deal with him pretty easily. I know how he ticks and all that. There's another one that I've encountered recently that isn't actually that bad. And then there's 2 that I've heard of that I don't know anything about. So hopefully it's not either of those 2. We just put the key in there. Opens up. And this is one that I'm not used to. It's the Crimson Portal. So this thing will just summon stuff, I do believe. And these guys are a little bit nasty, but we can kill them all. It should not be too bad. So we just need to kill the mages. The mages are a little bit more of the concern. Now, I don't know if... Oh, we can't actually hurt the portal. So these guys are not too bad. This is one I've never actually encountered. Oh, he's a big dude. And he summons spiders. Alright, so let's just kill all this stuff. We're actually doing pretty well. I'm going to go ahead and eat the golden apple, because that's going to give us strength, which is going to let us attack a little bit more. And the portal seems to be weakening as we do more damage to it. Oh, they're actually hurting it. Yeah, just stand over there. So these guys are hurting it a little bit. But let's just keep attacking it, and it should die eventually. So the Crimson Portal is not bad, and it's dead. Hopefully we have the Primordial Pearl. We do. Cool. As well as some Void Seeds, some rare treasure. That could be good. And a Crimson Blade. We also had some other things on us, which was not good, but whatever. So we can break all these. Get a bunch of stuff. And that was that. So we have the Primordial Pearl. That's the important thing. A Crimson Blade. Oh, it's slowly getting stronger. And then some Iron Swords, which have no durability anyways. Alright, cool. So now we can just get out of here. And go home. So that was that. I can see where the Crimson Portal is a little bit difficult, but probably one of the easier ones if you're prepared with armor. If you have decent armor, I don't think that one's that hard. The other thing is I don't believe that that can get enraged or anything like that, so that's also kind of nice. I just unloaded my crossbow. And there we go. So he's dead. We can go home now. So yeah, that was the Eldritch Dimension. Now, I don't believe we'll ever have to come back to one of these. Unless I want another spawner. We know that there is another one. That screenshot was completely useless, by the way, because I just took those spawners pretty much immediately. But we do know that there is another one this way. So what we'll do is just put some torches like so. And let's go ahead and turn our magnet off and go home. So I saw that, but he fell off the edge, so that's good. And yeah, that is progress. So we now have a Primordial Pearl. Let's go ahead and put like all this stuff away. We got a Crimson Wraiths. Wow, that's rude, game. Most of this stuff we can just put back. Don't really care. We're gonna want that. We're gonna want the thermometer, so we can scan the Crimson Blade and the Primordial Pearl. So we're gonna put the Primordial Pearl away. And I also want to open this rare treasure because we can get some really good stuff. We didn't, but I mean, that's got some cool enchants on it, but not anything really great. So let's go back. Let's get our... Honestly, I think we're going to take off this armor just because it's a little bit of a pain to put on our Thaumcraft armor. Because at least it's armor. We don't really need it all that often. But yeah, so the Primordial Pearls, which we just got, can be duplicated with crystal clusters. So this is kind of tedious, but it's better than going to another Eldritch Dimension portal, which has to be at least 1,000 blocks away. And that will create a new dungeon for us, and then we have to do all that again. It's tedious. I don't like it. I don't want to do it. But it is something we can do. So let's just grab all this stuff, and honestly, we'll break the chest because we don't need that anymore. So that stuff can go away. Put on our angel ring, and I think I don't really need the cobalt hammer. We'll put that away. And we're going to want to work with our Thaumonomicon now. So we have basalt. That's really nice. We also have a couple of spawners, which is really, really nice. So the only thing we need now is souls. If we can get some mob souls, we can make those spawners do whatever we want. We can also power them up considerably, and that'll make things really nice and awesome for us. So last thing I want to do for today's episode is let's do some more research. So we're gonna need, let's see what research we've unlocked. So anything in here? Not really. The Eldritch, we have the Primordial Pearl, which you can purchase that. So that kind of tells you what about it. And we can do some purchasable stuff. The Primal Crusher. So now we can make advanced alchemical constructs, which can make us a really cool thing called it's an advanced alchemical furnace, which, so using alchemical structs, yep, strengthen. Slurry can be processed, more slurry can be processed at much greater speed. So pearl is not consumed during the crafting process. Instead of fuel, heat is generated by Ignis V, and instead of relying on heat alone, Perdicio V breaks down objects almost instantly. Lastly, Aqua V keeps everything running smoothly and prevents slurry from settling and causing problems. So basically, this is the same as an alchemical furnace, which is over, is it in here? I think it's the same as these guys, but is a lot better, a lot faster, and it's upgraded. So not really something I care about, but something we could do if we wanted to. Anything in alchemy, I don't believe there's too much. Bottled taint, sure. We'll get all the research we can, because why not? And most of the stuff is pretty, well, useless to us. Don't care about too much of it. Eldritch Revelations in the Outer Lands, so we can get some revelations. But yeah, it's the area is a trap. And if you're strong enough, then you can proceed. Thalamic Tinkerer has a lot of stuff, which I think we've already gotten. Celestial Gateways? Huh. Don't know anything about that, but Icorium Tools, might want that. So a lot of things to just kind of look at. Anything here? We have the Eldritch Blood Orb, as well as Primal Scribing Tools. Might as well get all the researches we can. And I'm going to do these off camera, obviously. But we have everything through this. So Appearancy doesn't have anything. Energistics, I don't think has anything. Might as well get all the researches, because, you know, one of these days we'll probably want some of these weirder things. That requires Instrumentum, which we now have. And I don't know that there's much here that's going to be super useful to us, but yeah, you never know. Other than that, okay. So, I will do those between episodes if I remember. And pretty much, we're at the point of we need to work on bees heavily so that we can do more stuff with... that looks good, actually. We have an Imperial... pristine Imperial, which is even better. So hopefully that is purebred. I want that. But yeah, so I need to keep working on bee stuff. But otherwise, I don't know what we're going to do next time. We're probably going to work on blood magic a little bit more. Maybe. Or, I don't know. We'll figure something out. So that's the plan. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. We have a Primordial Pearl now. We have access to a bunch of other things. The Primordial Pearl is actually used for a lot of things in this. We're going to need 4 of them. So we're just going to need a bunch of crystal clusters. So that's probably what we're going to start working on, is the demon invasion. So that'll be the plan. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!